Donald Trump has announced he will prolong the U.S. military intervention in Afghanistan, which he once described as a complete waste, bowing to advice from his top officials to raise the stakes once more in the 16-year conflict. In a televised address to troops at Fort Myer in Virginia, Trump said he was setting out a new strategy for Afghanistan and South Asia. But he did not say how many more troops he would send, how long they would stay, or what their ultimate objective was. He said there would be more onus on the Afghan government to perform better, in civilian and military terms, and on the Pakistani government to cut support for militants who find a haven along the Afghan border. Trump warned that Islamabad would have much to lose if it did not comply. U.S. sending almost 4,000 extra forces to Afghanistan, Trump official says. Read more. Trump repeatedly presented since last year. Brown said growers felt besieged and some were taking matters into their own hands. On counterterrorism, we are not nation-building again. We are killing terrorists, he said. But the Fort Myer speech suggested that the tasks facing U.S. soldiers and diplomats in the region would remain the same, attacking terrorist groups while trying to bolster the Afghan government's own forces and trying to put pressure on Kabul and Islamabad to help more. In his address, Trump made a virtue of avoiding details, saying he would not repeat what he presented as the Obama administration's mistake of signaling plans to the nation's enemies. Instead, key decisions would be taken by military commanders and determined by conditions on the ground and not arbitrary timetables. However, the Trump White House has already given the Pentagon authority to deploy another 4,000 more troops to bolster the 8,400 there already, and Vice President Mike Pence was reported to have told Congress that 3,900 extra soldiers would be sent. In a separate statement, the Defense Secretary, James Mattis, said he had ordered U.S. military chiefs to make preparations to carry out the president's strategy, and that he would be talking to NATO allies, several of which have also committed to increasing their troop numbers. Together, we will assist the Afghan security forces to destroy the terrorist hub, Mattis said. Sir Michael Fallon, the British Defense Secretary, welcomed the U.S. commitment